The British government is bending over backwards to slash taxes and raise living standards for its people. The result, rich individuals and big businesses are stuffing their pockets with more cash while the public pays the price. But despite criticism from MPs, the tax authorities aren't willing to change the status quo, as Polly Boyko finds out.
For many of those working here in the City of London, 2013 has been a year of prosperity thanks to a tax cut that kicked in earlier this spring. The UK's highest earners have been able to make even more money this year. The rate of tax for people earning over £150,000 per year has gone down from 50 pence to 45. So for every £100 they earn over that, £50 used to go straight into the Treasury. But that figure's now been reduced, and now they're only paying £45 to the taxman from every 100. Now all these saved fivers are adding up, and the UK's opposition Labour Party has done the math. They say that collectively, the UK's highest earners have saved almost £100 million thanks to the tax cut.
You have seen the longest fall in living standards on record. You've got 500,000 people using food banks now. You've got, I think, homelessness is up by around a third since 2010. These are serious problems. Why is the government choosing to cut taxes at a time like this? When the government's made such play of the need for austerity, politically it's bizarre. And there's little evidence that it's benefited the UK economy. So most of the people who have had their taxes cut, they're not investing that money. Business investment is still on the floor. They're just banking it, basically.
London isn't called a millionaire's playground for nothing. You have more super rich individuals living in the capital than anywhere else in the world. You have the world's most expensive houses here, and butlers are back in fashion. But away from the glitz and the glamour, 13 million Brits are going to be starting the new year living in poverty. UK Prime Minister David Cameron has been fighting off claims that his political party only represents the privileged few, but this latest tax cut only benefits the richest 1%. Polly Boyko, RT, London.
Well, the rich are getting richer in the U.S. as well, and they are even bolder, with Wall Street setting aside nearly $100 billion for New Year bonuses. An activist fighting corporate dominance says that cash will be coming straight out of taxpayers' pockets.
These big Wall Street banks pay their employees a very high base salary, usually in the range of like $150,000 to $250,000. But then on top of that, they get this sort of performance bonus. And the way that they're tallied is there's a number of surveys, and they basically asked the top 8 U.S. banks how much money they had set aside for bonuses in 2013. And that's how we arrived at the $91.44 billion. It is crazy, right? Especially when you think about earlier this year, there was this Bloomberg article about how the government, there's like a government subsidy of $83 billion. So it's almost as if all of that government subsidy is just going right back into bonuses. But this is just the way that Wall Street has worked for a really long time. Unfortunately, we're going to continue to see these problems. And that's why we're saying, listen, you shouldn't get to take these big dollars that you've gotten in these ill-gotten ways and give them to yourselves. You should give it back to the people that you've harmed.